Spotlight, TV's most watched video game show. I'm Adam Sessler.
And I'm Morgan Webb. We're coming to you from the G4 studios in Los Angeles, and today we've got a real treat.
Yep, we're doing things a little different today, devoting the entire show to one of the biggest and most talked about games at E3.
That's right, Kratos has taken over X-Play. God of War 3 is here, and we've got our biggest hands-on demo ever.
And by biggest, we mean that's all we're doing today.
Woo-hoo!
You get to see the demo that was too big for E3 and all its blood-soaked glory.
Director Stig Asmussen will walk us through Kratos' rampage, reveal what changes are in store for the action franchise, and make the wait for the game's release all the more unbearable.
All that, plus we'll have the entire episode available for download online in glorious HD after the show. But enough with the pomp and circumstance. I think we should get down to business.
Let's get this started and go hands-on with God of War 3.
God of War 3 is the third and final chapter in the epic revenge saga featuring every gamer's favorite anti-hero, Kratos. This time around, the Spartans' war against the gods has reached a breaking point and is ready to give everyone a taste of his blades. Harnessing the powers of the PS3, God of War 3 has more on-screen enemies than ever, explosive new weapons, and the biggest boss battles ever.
Everything must come to an end.
All right, a big welcome back for God of War 3's game director, Stig Asmussen. Thanks so much for dropping by and bringing this amazing game to our studio. Because I know last time we saw you, we couldn't get through all of it, so now we can.
Now we can. We at Sony Santa Monica are really proud to be able to be on the show, and thank you guys.
We're just as happy to have you. So let's just kind of get that sense of where is Kratos right now and what is the new situation he's dealing with.
Okay, well, this takes place about a third of the way through the game. Kratos is in the outskirts of the town of Olympia, which is this fortified city that's kind of clinging to the base of Mount Olympus. His goal is to find the Door of Eos, which is this mystical doorway that's, rumor says, leads to a kind of a backdoor entrance into the Palace of Olympus. So he needs to find Helios, who's the sun god, and he needs to get his head because he can see, if he has the eyes of a god, then maybe he can find his way to this door.
And to do it, he's going to kill a lot of grunts. We see.
A lot of grunts. We got a lot of grunts in this game. It's a fun component that we have because we can do a lot more of them than we could in the past. One of the nice things about them is that they're all kind of randomly generated. They're all they have specific individual body parts, so no two looks the same. They have different animations, and we can put, like I said, we can put a lot of them on the screen. You can almost use them kind of like ammunition when you're fighting bigger guys. So you can pick them up and throw them at the guys. You can light them on fire and ram them into other guys, and it's a really new fun part of our gameplay.
And there's flaming arrows we also saw.
Yeah, you've got a fire bow this time around, and we're actually use it against these harpies here because you can use the fire bow to agitate them out of a perch mode, and then you can take control of them and kind of rip them apart.
And hopefully land on the ledge above.
It's mobile
Exactly.
platforming right there.
That's exactly what it is.
Now, when you were talking about the animations of the enemies, I think another thing that is quite remarkable in this game is the animations of Kratos himself. You've actually added in muscle structure to really amplify his sense of strength.
Yeah, we have this feature that's called blended normal maps. It's probably used in quite a few games, but we really kind of put it under the microscope for Kratos. He's got his shirt off the whole game. His legs are bare.
Something for the ladies.
Yeah, so we basically have extreme cases of like flexing, and then we have the other side of it where he's completely unflexed, where he still is pretty buff. And depending on his animations, you'll kind of see his muscles bulge and tear and his veins pop out, that kind of thing.
I think it's worth noting that one of the large titans just kind of appeared on the screen. Who is he, and what's his role in the game?
Okay, his name is Perseus. He's the Titan of Destruction, and he's just one of the Titans that's along for the ride in this great war that Kratos, at the end of God of War 2, reignited the legendary age-old great war between the gods and the Titans. He brought the Titans back from the dead and climbed right into battle, took the fight right to Zeus and Mount Olympus.
Because God of War 2 was a cliffhanger.
Right.
Yes, very literal, right?
It was very much of a cliffhanger, so
yeah,
we're going to pick up the story from it.
Right there, right where Zeus, Kratos is basically staring at Zeus saying, "I'm coming after you." That's where you get the controls.
And so what are some of the technical challenges of having a Kratos be able to interact with these huge beings?
That's a very tough question to answer. Every day, the Titans are building and designing gameplay on Titans is large. I mean, some of these guys are as tall as skyscrapers in Chicago, like the Sears Tower. And it's a big challenge for our team to kind of design the gameplay on it. Probably the toughest thing of my career so far is coming up with making it more than just walking around on a moving level and kind of bringing these guys to life and making them feel like they're interacting with you.
And to clarify for some of our viewers, like, the Titans will become certain levels in the game.
Exactly. The idea is that here we got a guy in the background, and he's dealing with the sun god Helios. And we're always kind of selling that they're around. But there's going to be cases where you're actually on top of these Titans and you're interacting with the environment. It's kind of like when you're on Gaia, the creature Gaia, and she's got a whole force that's built on her. And that force is alive.
Let's just watch this for 1 second. This is Zipper technology, I believe?
Yes.
Dope.
There it is.
And I thought they were filled with ponies. It's so funny. I had no idea.
And so the weapon that he was using there for most of that was not the blades, but the fists.
Yeah, Cestus is one of our new weapons that we're introducing. And the idea here is that we try to make sure that all of the new weapons are just as engaging and elaborate as the blades. So when you do a certain attack with the blades, like square, triangle, you do that with the Cestus, you get a complementary but equally devastating attack. The Cestus are more like boxing gloves. He actually changes his stance. He hops around a little bit like a boxer.
And so we're going to see right now, we're going to see a mini boss.
Yes, this is the Chimera. Expect to see it multiple times in the game. It's half goat, half lion, half snake. It fights in different stances. Right now it's in the snake stance. So Kratos' first goal is to kind of remove the snake from the rest of the body.
And so what are his tactics? How are his tactics going to be different here than they would be in a different form?
Well, you can see right there.
Right.
The snake actually grabbed Kratos and threw him down on the ground. The snake can spit poison, and it can actually choke Kratos, and you have to wiggle stick to get out of it. And overall, it's in a different posture position.
Looks like we're about to get rid of the snake right there. Yeah, and obviously right here, he's taking a different stance.
Right, and now you can see that the lion's eyes are glowing, and that's who's in charge of the body right now. So once again, Todd's using the Cestus and kind of just mauling it out against this.
Now, how is he moving so quickly between the Blades of Chaos and the Cestus?
It's actually just a one-button click where you right on the D-pad gives you the Cestus and down is the blades. So anytime you want to, you can just switch on the fly.
Now, does that increase the kind of types of combos because you can bring in another weapon so elegantly into the, with the Blades of Chaos?
Absolutely, and expect to see more weapons and expect to see enemies kind of change their tactics, and some weapons are going to be better against certain enemies. The Cestus works really good against this guy.
And do you start out the beginning of the game with all of sort of your full load of weapons, or do you have to earn them and upgrade them as you go along?
Okay, well, you started God of War 2 with a whole game's worth of weapons.
Right.
And we're trying to decide if that's the right way to start God of War 3. It's, on paper and just in theory, it sounds great, but it's...
There we go.
That's how I deal with all goats back in the old country. Because so it looks like actually Helios is starting to agitate the Titan right there. What's Kratos attempting to do with the
he's going to throw assist to the Titan right here and kind of knock Helios' chariot off course. It's very nice how it just kind of lands in the Titan's hand there.
He's a good cat. He's a good catcher.
Yeah, if I needed like a backup sidekick, I'd pick a Titan as well. He definitely knows how to make the right friends.
So now Helios is in another part of the game, in the gameplay world. That's Kratos' next goal, is to get to Helios. And you can see Titan's got something better to do, so he's taken off, and he leaves some destruction in his way.
And we're going to see what's going to happen in 1 second, because we're going to have a lot more of Stig and this epic demo of God of War 3 in just a minute.
Okay, you guys, do not go anywhere, but right now we've got to talk about another epic series that you can get on the PlayStation 3 and PSP.
X-Play!
Yay!
Yeah, of War is now available for download on the PlayStation Network.
Get hands-on demos, previews, and reviews delivered to you straight from your TV's most dysfunctional gaming source. That's us.
Yes, a new edition of X-Play Weekly is available every weekend on the PlayStation Network.
All you have to do is check out the G4 Network page in the TV shows section.
All right, when X-Play returns, we're going to have more with Kratos and God of War 3 director Stig Asmussen.
This is our biggest funnest hands-on demo ever with more gameplay than you could possibly imagine.
Yep, you're going to see Kratos take some very angry harpies for a ride and a nice bloody battle with the Cyclops that ends in a very violent piggyback ride.
Yeah, plus we're going to find out what it's like to take off a god's head, literally.
Literally. The bloodbath continues right after this.
What? Giant peanut with sea salt. Dude, you're freaking me out.
Planters, now with pure sea salt.
When the time comes, you'll know. You'll know that all the training, the hard work, and the sweat was worth it. But mostly you'll know about patience. And you'll be glad you do. Because knowing you're one punch away from victory is the sweetest part of the sweet science.
Rated T for Teen. EA Sports. It's in the game.
Welcome to Progressive.com. You must be looking for motorcycle insurance.
You're good.
Thanks. So is our bike insurance. All the coverage you need at a great price.
Cool.
Hold on, cowboy. I'm not done. For less than $1 a month, you also get 24/7 roadside assistance.
Right on.
Yeah.
Sounds like you ride a 500.
More like a 900 V-twin.
Excuse me.
Well, you're excused.
The right insurance for your ride. Now that's Progressive. Call or click today.
Crimes are an unfortunate part of our society. The field of criminal justice is full of men and women, both in the public eye and behind the scenes, working to secure our future. The ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice teaches the fundamentals of the criminal justice system and criminal justice skills. Graduates may be ready to pursue a broad spectrum of careers in the private sector, as well as entry-level positions involving criminal justice, including parole and probation, community corrections, and court systems. Be one of the many dedicated Americans who participate in making our nation a better and safer place for us all. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-372-4052 or visit us on the web.
Hot chicks from around the world doing weird, crazy stuff on TV.
I feel dirty just watching it.
The International Sexy Lady Show, all new Sunday at 9:30, only on G4.
Autobots or Decepticons. Choose a side of the Transform Your Way game at BK and you can win an all-new Chevy Camaro, LG home theater system, and other prime prizes, even $1 million. Every game piece has a chance to win, only at Burger King.
Precision handling, high-performance braking, smooth and comfortable ride. Tame the road, hand-cooked tires.
Hey, Mom, I need some minutes.
I just gave you some at the restaurant.
Yeah, no, I threw them out. They were old, so...
They're rollover minutes. They are as good as new. You know, not everyone gets to keep their unused minutes. And these days, we can't afford to be wasteful. Saving minutes.
Saves money, yeah.
Only AT&T's Family Talk with Rollover saves your family's unused minutes. And saving minutes saves money. Get the LG Neon from AT&T, now only $29.99 after mail-in rebate.
I've been following her for a long time. Whenever I get close, she slips into the inky shadows and leaves me in the cold. Not this time. San Diego, this July, Comic-Con. I know where to find her, and I'll be waiting and watching.
everything must come to an end.
At Gamertag's videos for one very cool game.
God of War 3 director Stig Asmussen is here to give us an extended look at Kratos' return to the PlayStation 3 exclusive. So, thanks for staying around.
Yeah,
this has been very awkward without you here.
Okay, so right now, what is our goal right now? We've gotten Helios' chariot into another part of the level, so now we're going to go for that.
Right, so part of that involves taking control of these Harpies once again, and this is our biggest Harpy challenge that we have in the demo. Before it was kind of a training mode, so once again, Kratos is doing it in the only way he knows how, and that's the most brutal fashion.
So, while he's holding onto them, he's still killing them. Does that kind of give you a limited amount of time to use the
that's
Harpy?
basically, they can take three stabs from Kratos, and then they kind of peter out.
Well, and then he rips their wings off. That doesn't really help either.
Yeah, it doesn't help, but he always has to finish off his enemy.
Okay, so right now we're dispatching some grunts.
Now, in terms of the grunts, as you were saying earlier, that you can kind of use them as ammo, as if you set them on fire, they'll light other ones on fire.
I think we'll have a really good example of that right here that we can watch.
Now, does this become kind of a necessary way to deal with the number of enemies you're going to start throwing on screen?
It's not necessary. I mean, you can always...
Yeah.
Oh, that was,
Pretty nice.
You can always take guys down one at a time, but it's just another option, and that's the biggest thing, is we just want to give the player options, and you're going to play the way that you like to play it, and I'm going to play it the way that I like to play it, and that's kind of something that we've always been proud of with God of War.
And so you also see picking up a guy and using him kind of as a battering ram for other enemies.
Exactly, just another option.
Now, one thing which I don't know if it's going to be in the demo, but obviously puzzles have been an element of God of War in the past. Is that something that you guys are still focusing on?
Yeah, we actually we used to have a puzzle in this demo. And we were playtesting it before E3, and I didn't think it was going to show very well on the floor because there's a lot of thinking that's involved, and we wanted something that had a lot of bang to it. But expect the same formula combination that we've had in the past: combat, puzzles, and kind of platforming and navigation.
And right here we have an innocent civilian.
So
he didn't make it.
Apparently, people
he
are
did
filled
something
with
bad
health.
at some point.
He got in Kratos' way.
Yeah.
So is this an alternate way of getting health in the game? Is to kill innocent civilians?
It's a way that you can get health. It's during certain battles and stuff, we'll have civilians running around, and other than just using chests, you can take a civilian out and get health.
So it looks like Helios is right there.
Yep, that's Helios.
It looks like he didn't do too well from his fall.
No, he's in bad shape. So the Army of Olympus has been sent in to protect him. So these are our shield grunts, and now God of War 3, they can perform a phalanx. A protective phalanx, and Kratos can't break it, so he's going to have to find a different way. So that's when we bring in the Cyclops.
Now, the Cyclops isn't his friend right now.
No.
No. Well, he's never Kratos' friend.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I'm a little terrified to see.
I know, I'm just trying to transfix about what's about to happen here. Okay, so this is definitely a new element in the game.
Yeah. We've got full control of these rival Cyclops.
That's right.
And right now, 1-to-1, when you press square or triangle, just like with Kratos, you're controlling the Cyclops. You're moving around with the left stick, and you're just clearing everything out. You can see the Cyclops, the shields the enchanted shields that the army had were no match to the Cyclops. Kratos is done with them, just like the Harpies. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but Kratos is getting bloodier. So
he's actually picking up the blood from the enemies?
Yeah, and that move he got covered in blood. And over time it'll fade out. So
I don't know. I think your attention to detail might warrant putting you guys on an FBI watch list or something like that. Oh my. So he doesn't just want Helios, he wants his head.
He just wants his head. Is this what I'm getting from that?
All right, so now he has the head, and this is now going to allow him access.
Exactly. This is his latest upgrade, and
yeah, he's going to show things off. But I think we're going to see that when we come back from break. So you're going to stay right there. We're not finished with this hands-on demo. Not after that.
Travels up into Mount Olympus on his way to take on a Titan.
A hands-on look at the conclusion of the blockbuster trilogy continues right after this.
He loves me. He loves me not.
Get out!
She loves me.
Hey!
She loves me not. Cheaters loves you, next only on G4.
Would you like to see our new menu?
There's something big happening at Pizza Hut.
Oh, nice. It's a lot of food. Yo, those things are so good. Amazing. I think anybody can eat that whole thing by themselves.
I'd like to hit the lottery in food.
Now get big meals like our stuffed pizza rolls, Pizza Mia, the Pizzone, and our personal Panorma's Pizza starting at just $5.
Here's your check.
Look at that. Small fries.
We just feasted for $5.
The Big Eat Tiny Price menu. Now you're eating America's favorite pizza. Pizza Hut.
Nanomolecular what? A force field that prevents sludge.
Tired of the claims? Get a guarantee. Only Valvoline guarantees your engine up to 300,000 miles. Get Valvoline. Get guaranteed.
So you're saying these 10 candies represent our friends and family. The 10 people we can call, whatever network they're on, without using our minutes.
That's included. No extra cost.
Oh.
So then, excuse me, Sammy. This would be like the 80 million people on Verizon Wireless we can call too.
Yep, also included.
Don't eat Aunt Marcia!
Save minutes and money with Verizon Wireless. Unlimited calling to 10 out-of-network numbers, even landlines. Plus, get America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. And now buy an LG Glance for $49.99 and get up to 4 phones free.
Look at this! One contradiction! Eating another!
What do you mean?
You're Scotch-Korean. You don't make a wee bit of sense. And neither does Starburst. Starburst is a solid, yet juicy, like a liquid!
You're right.
Of course I'm right. Look, there's another contradiction. It's Timmy, the albino lifeguard. Hey, Timmy, grab a Starburst!
I was getting depressed because of all the stress I was feeling at home. Had a poor credit score and the number would haunt me wherever I go. Thought I'd move to a place where my credit could stink and nobody would care. I just wish that somebody had told me that place was a Renaissance fair. FreeCreditReport.com. Tell your friends, tell your dad, tell your mom. Never mind, they've been singing our songs since we first showed up with our pirate hats on. If you're not into fake sword fights, pointy slippers and green wool tights, take a tip from a knight who knows. FreeCreditReport.com. Let's go!
Offer applies with enrollment in Triple Advantage.
Or to speak to someone directly, say agent.
Agent.
Got it.
The ridiculously long-lasting gum. Stride Sweet Berry.
MTV's got a brand new comedy series this summer. It's a hysterical show about beautiful young girls who fall for self-absorbed losers.
Tommy Gatewood runs the county with his friends. No one else can, pull off how fresh we are.
Every gangster needs a flat iron.
I don't have much priorities.
When at some point are we gonna, move forward?
Faithfulness, you can definitely not ask for that.
Is she really going out with him? Weekdays at 5, only on MTV.
I'm Terrence and your girl Roxy on 106 in Park.
Let's go!
Yeah, America's #1 video countdown show.
We do this the best.
More superstars and the livest audience. 106 in Park. Yeah, weekdays at 6.
It's White Castle's 88th birthday, and we're celebrating with a sack of 10 sliders grilled on a bed of onions for only $4.88. Grab a friend, grab an enemy, grab a frenemy. Anyone who wants to share a sack of 10 sliders for only $4.88. White Castle, what you crave.
9127.
The Internet. If you're using it to communicate, shop, and gather information, then you're doing it all wrong. That's why we're proud to introduce Web Soup, the finest internet videos the way they were meant to be seen on your television.
Web Soup, hosted by Chris Hardwick, all new Sunday at 9, only on G4.
Everything must come to an end.
Welcome back to a very special episode of X-Play. Now, usually very special implies an episode about someone dying.
Right. Well, we actually have plenty of Harpies dying, a Cyclops, Helios died during our God of War 3 demo. That had to hurt. So, that totally counts, right?
And walking us through this biggest demo ever on the show is director Stig Asmussen. Now, it looks like, he just used Helios' head to go through the doors. He's now inside Mount Olympus.
And he seems to be lighting up these grunts here.
Yeah, well, it's actually a headlight. So,
of course it is.
Nature's headlight.
Exactly.
The head of a god.
So he can stun the enemies with it, and they'll take on the kind of glow aura for a while, and then you can switch to your weapons. So you have this back and forth gameplay with it.
Yeah, and it gets pretty dark in there without the head.
Yep, pitch black.
So does the use of the head to illuminate things become kind of an ongoing gameplay element, through God of War 3?
Yeah, so there's the illuminating portion, there's the kind of attack ability that you can stun enemies with it, and there's also the fact that you can find secrets, just like we found the Helios door, the door of Eos earlier. You can reveal secrets with the head.
So I guess it's safe to say that there will be secrets and secret areas. I've seen in the previous God of War games in this.
And so right now, where are we?
Okay, so Mount Olympus has these vertical channels that kind of go through it. And Kratos can use these. They have these kind of currents, these wind currents, and you can use them as vents to do quick travel moments. So now he's going through one of these vents, and of course, it's not going to be easy. I mean, it's a kind of a dodging flight gameplay sequence.
Easy in God of War never have been used much, in the same sense from me. This is an excellent moment to point out one thing that should have been obvious anyone who's watched this demo. Scale is a big thing for you guys. I mean, big is kind of the ongoing theme in God of War 3.
Yes, and it's always been, one of our hallmarks. This time we're really cranking it up. We've got the giant titans, and also, just our basic environments. This sequence here, you're going like miles.
Yeah.
And we're leveraging a lot of the tech and the gameplay features that went into Pegasus from God of War 2 to make this happen.
Now, he's making this look easy, but it's really not easy, is this?
It's not.
This is going to be...
And I want to point out that even though we had some commercial breaks, there were no load screens that were happening during that. We just kind of let the game go idle. Hold on, this looks kind of dramatic. We got the Titan right there. See? Very, very, very,
thank you.
Very impressive.
Thank you.
I know we have a couple minutes left. I'm just curious. The God of War series, it started with David Jaffe. Corey took over for God of War 2.
Right.
And you've worked on the previous 2 God of War games.
Yeah, I was one of the lead environment artists on God of War 1, and then I moved on to art director for God of War 2. And when Corey took off on God of War 3, I became the game director.
And we should maybe ask so that our viewers understand a little bit better what exactly a game director's job is on a game.
Well, basically the way I look at it is that the team is kind of like working on all their different disciplines. I kind of like, give out the plan, the rough plan. And let's say that plan is a puzzle. Everybody has their own puzzle pieces that they're working on. I just need to, watch it and make sure that the whole puzzle fits together at the end.
You're really overseeing everything.
I oversee everything. I have the final say on anything that goes into the game. So if the game is bad, then it's my fault.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about that one right there.
I worry about that all the time.
It looks like you put a lot more animation work into Kratos and the other characters as well.
Yeah, everything from God of War 2 has been ramped up, and the animations, there's no exception to that. Kratos just moves around a lot more fluidly. Just everything has been, we've increased the amount of animations everywhere.
But if you're familiar with the way that God of War 1 and 2 play, you're going to be very familiar with the way that this game is going to play as well.
Yeah, I mean, the controls are as familiar as they've been in the past. We didn't really mess with them because we're very happy with the accessibility.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
Now, just to clarify, because you guys have been saying this is the end of the trilogy, God of War 1, 2, 3?
This is the end of the trilogy, yes. So the story that started in God of War 1, the story of Kratos, will end again.
All right, I understand the hair you're splitting right there, and I'm glad to hear that very well. Obviously, let's just clarify the one thing that's on the tip of everyone's tongue. The game is coming out
March 2010.
All right. Well, all
right, Stig, thank you so much for coming by with this huge demo of God of War 3. I know up next is a packaging show.
You watch the packaging show? Yeah. Good. Well, you're going to just meow there right there.
now.
So just look right in the screen. Stig, thanks again.
Thanks for watching.